I met our keynote speaker, Michelle, at Dare to Dream. And Dare to Dream is a self-advocacy conference. They have one, I believe, in each region of the state. And they're for high school students, and they're put on by the Department of Education to help students become better self-advocates. And Michelle is going to tell her inspiring stories on how being included basically changed the trajectory of her life. Michelle was nonverbal until age 6. She started school in an out-of-district placement at the Children's Center in Monmouth County. She was included in the 3rd grade after having virtually no exposure at all to curriculum. And she worked her way to full inclusion by high school. So I feel like she has a really great and inspiring story. So I'd like to introduce Michelle. And after Michelle speaks, her parents, David and Victoria, will come up and they'll answer any questions you may have.
Hi, my name is Michelle Vinicurve. I'm 19 years old and I have autism. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. I was diagnosed with autism on my mom's birthday, 10 days before my 2nd birthday in the year 2000. Growing up in Brooklyn, my autism affected me in many ways. I had no eye contact, I did not respond to anyone who called my name, and I was nonverbal. I did not like anyone to touch me, more specifically, anyone picking me up. I had temper tantrums. I liked everything in the routine. I was isolated from my siblings, my older sister Samantha and my younger brother John. I did not engage with anyone pretty much, and I was in my own world. When I was 3 years old, and in August of 2001, my family and I moved to Marlboro, New Jersey. My parents were looking for a good school for me as soon as we moved to Marlboro, and they found Children's Center in Monmouth County. It was a school in Neptune, New Jersey for kids with autism and multiple disorders. I was in a secluded classroom with students who have autism like me, and the school did not provide any educational studies. It was mostly on about life skills. I was the only girl in the class, and the rest were boys. I do not have that much memories from Children's Center, but I only remember the Hawaiian dance I did with my 2nd grade teacher, Miss Lauren, because we practiced so much that I still remember that day. Later on, my parents found out from the school that I was more advanced than most of my classmates. They said I was verbally communicating and my behavior improved. They were told I was ready to be put into our town school district. My parents weren't convinced at first, but I knew I was ready for more. I actually remember when I went to visit my future public school in June of 2006. I went inside the school building with my dad, and we met with the principal and one of the teacher aides that I was going to have, Ms. Rosso. And in the classroom, I remember meeting my future teacher, Ms. Dwenger. I was sitting at a desk with my name tag on it, and there was a blue notebook with my name on it as well. I was shy around the other students, but I was still smiling about being in the class. My first real school was Frank Dugan Elementary School. And in September 2006, I started attending Dugan Elementary. I was still on the minivan bus as my transportation. I remember being scared about my first day in the new school. I was very shy. I did not know how to make friends. Attending Dugan entailed new challenges for me. I was in a small classroom filled with less than 15 students, including me. I was in the lowest resource classroom for students with special needs students in math and English because I didn't receive any educational studies before. I was in a regular classroom though for science and social studies. It was very different being in a regular classroom because there were more students. But I did have a teacher's aide in the classroom. I was pulled out for one-on-one classroom assistance in different subjects. My teacher's aide also reviewed and helped me prepare for any upcoming tests. And during math class, I was allowed to use the number line system to assist me when working on math problems. Another one of my accommodations was to allow me to sit in front of the classroom, as I still do today. I received a number of therapies by the Child Study Team in Dugan. They include speech, physical, and occupational therapy. I still remember when I first learned to hold a pencil because it reminds me of when I began to learn to write. That was a big milestone for me, and I'm very proud of that. I believe that being in a regular school surrounded by supportive teachers and students really helped me achieve many of my goals. I was also eligible for extended school year. The Child Study Team from Dugan and Special Services Administration allowed me to attend camp for special needs students over the summer, since there were no appropriate summer school accommodations in the district. They recommended a camp in my town called Harbor Haven. The camp was only 10 minutes away from my home. I liked the camp so much that I ended up going there for 4 summers. It was a fun experience for me. I still remember my group of friends that I was with in camp. I got educational activities as well as fun activities. Parents, always ask your child study team about extended school year and other possible options for your child. When I was going into 4th grade, I was transferred to Robertsville Elementary School. I still had the same teacher and the same accommodations, but our class had to move due to space issues. It was definitely a new challenge for me adjusting to a new school again, but I got through it through the support of my family and teachers. I stopped having physical and occupational therapy in 4th grade. I improved so much that I only needed speech therapy. I knew that I was improving because I was getting better at pronouncing words during speech therapy. After ending my elementary school years, I attended Marlboro Middle School. It was the first school I ever attended in with my siblings. I finally started taking the big bus with the other neighborhood kids. I was so excited going on the big bus. But middle school was a big adjustment for me. I struggled in 6th grade with things like using a locker. I had difficulty opening my locker since it was a combination lock. I used to get so frustrated about it. I told my parents about it and we talked to the child study team, and accommodations were made for me to use a key to open my locker. I used the key from my locker throughout my middle school years. It made me feel so much better and less anxious. I want to let everyone know, do not be afraid to ask for accommodations for anything, even for something as simple as for a key for your locker. When I was showing so much improvement in school, my mom signed me up for Taekwondo classes at ATA Black Belt Academy. My mom wanted me to learn self-defense because it would help me improve my motor skills and self-control. It turned out to be my favorite activity of all time. I will never forget my experience there. I was one of the couple of students with a disability that was put into regular Taekwondo classes. It showed I was able to perform like everyone else, even though I learned differently. Successfully, I earned my black belt when I was 10 years old. It was December 2009. My older sister Samantha and I earned our black belts the same day. It showed that having autism did not stop me from earning my black belt. Today, I feel so strong and more confident in life because I had the opportunity of doing something like that with everyone else. Throughout middle school, I continued to receive accommodations like speech and teacher's aid in the classroom. In 6th grade, I attended all resource classrooms. In 7th grade, I moved up to a regular math class with a teacher's aide. My teacher aide was there to assist me if I ever needed clarification. More that I had to raise my hand if I wanted to. My teacher aide was also available during lunch for any extra help I needed. By 8th grade, I moved up to all regular classes except for science. My parents and I continue to meet with the child study team once a year to go over my progress and review any accommodations I may need. One of my accommodations was to have extra time on tests and to only have 2 choices instead of 4 on all multiple choice exams. I was also allowed to have the test questions read to me if I needed it. In middle school, I had an influential speech teacher named Miss Smith. At first, I was only with Miss Smith for speech, but in 8th grade, she created a class for students with special needs to learn about social skills. I attended my social skills class once a week. My speech teacher created an amazing class. She taught us all about social skills and making friends, as well as social conversation. I had improved tremendously with my social skills. I was able to make my own group of friends in 8th grade, and they are still my best friends today. The social skills class helped me to learn how to be around with people in various situations. After graduating middle school, I attended Colts Neck High School. I received a sibling waiver to attend Colts Neck since my older sister was a student there. My parents thought it was a good idea for me to go to school with my sister so that she can help me when I needed it. My first month in high school was difficult though as a freshman. It turned out that my school never received any of my IEP files, and they had no idea I was classified and needed special accommodations. I was having anxiety over the issues in school, so I told my parents about the difficulty, and my parents called my guidance counselor, and we set up a meeting to discuss the difficulty I was having, and to talk about my disability and getting the right accommodations. We also met with the child study team manager and psychologist, Mr. Schaefer, and after having the meeting with him, all the issues were resolved, and they started providing all the necessary accommodations that I needed. My first month of high school proved to me that my parents are always there to support me and make sure I get all the resources I needed to do well in school. During my high school years, I received all the same services as in middle school, like speech, teacher's aid, and longer test times. I always reached out to teachers for assistance when I needed extra help. Being in a regular school taught me how to advocate for myself, for the things I needed, and to reach out to teachers and not being afraid to ask for help. After overcoming my personal issues and adjusting to regular classes, in my last 2 years of high school, I decided to be a peer mentor to students with various disabilities in an after-school program called Cougar Connections. We did activities like from arts and crafts to attending our school sports events. I inspired students about overcoming my issues while being a good friend too. My biggest decision came to me when I was in my senior year of high school. I chose to stop my speech therapy that I'd gone since I was very young. I knew I was doing really well at this point in my life, both socially and in communicating. In addition, I knew there would be no therapies in college. I was proud to have made my own decision because it proved that I was becoming independent, being self-advocate, and knowing what I need. And last year in June, I graduated from Colts Neck High School with 4 principal honor rolls, getting straight A's, being in National Honor Society, Academic Student of the Month, and 2 awards from Senior Awards Night. And I also attended the Dare to Dream Leadership Conference as a keynote speaker. Today, I am attending Brookdale Community College. I passed my first summer and fall semester of college, and I'm currently in my first spring semester. I owe my success to the disability services provided by Brookdale Community College. I registered through the disability services with the case manager, Ernest Overson, and I chose what accommodations meet my needs. My accommodations are listed on an alert form. Every class I take, I provide my professors with my alert form, and we discuss my accommodations. My professors are very accommodating. Brookdale Community College also offers students with special needs a vocational program called CATCH. The students get job career experience and classroom experience at the college. So parents, encourage your child to go to college. There are many programs and resources for your child so they can succeed in college. Lastly, I want to share that today I drive, I attend college, and I have a job. I would not be here speaking to all of you if it wasn't for my supportive parents and great school systems. To all families and teachers, do not give up and have high expectations because good things can happen to your special child or special student. Thank you.
Amazing. So does anyone have any